The following broadcast is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications. Any non-personal retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of 412 Communications is hereby prohibited.
Welcome back, friends and fans, to the Delaware Hockey Network. Live on the 412 as the Delaware Blue Hens wrap up a 3-game weekend. They beat Colorado Friday 2-1. They dropped a 7-2 decision to Indiana University of Pennsylvania yesterday. They look to bounce back in hopes of beating the Crimson Hawks to close out the weekend 2-1. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications Press Box. Glad to have all of you with us here once again on the DHN, and we're going to dive right in to what we saw yesterday. A pair of goals from Jordan Adams, a pair of goals from Matthew Loza, powering Indiana to their 11th win of the season, defeating Delaware 7-2 and beating the Blue Hens for the second time in 6 meetings between these teams. Right into the Limestone Pension Associates line charts. Nathan Gates getting the call between the pipes today for Indiana. 3-2 on the year with a .326 goals against average and a .907 save percentage after Shane Paremba absolutely sparkling in net yesterday, recording 29 saves to backstop the Crimson Hawks to victory. The Crimson Hawks consequently leading the 7-team College Hockey Mid-America Conference, which also includes the likes of Duquesne, Mercyhurst, Robert Morris, and West Virginia, some past opponents of the Blue Hens, at least in the time that we've been here with them on the Delaware Hockey Network. On the home side of the red line, Delaware dropping to 11-8-3 after their defeat yesterday. Ryan Rodriguez, 2 goals this weekend. He had the game winner Friday against Colorado and 1 of 2 yesterday against IUP. Cody Diaz, the other Delaware goal scorer. Jacob Snellenberg, grueling weekend for him. He's right back between the pipes after coming in relief yesterday and allowing 2 goals in 32 minutes of action. We'll see the third line of A.J. Muley, Cade Coughlin, and Cody Diaz starting at the top D pair of Riley Donor and Brady Burke. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more at limestonepension.net. Of course, the Delaware Hockey Network's brought to you all season long by our presenting partner, the law office of Heather A. Long. We'll take a quick time out here on the Delaware Hockey Network. When we come back, we'll head inside the glass for the Limestone Pension Associates opening introductions. Crimson Hawks, Blue Hens, a battle of the birds coming up on the Delaware Hockey Network. We'll see you in a few minutes as we tee up this Sunday late afternoon matchup.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
A live look inside Fred Rust Arena. It is go time for Sunday afternoon hockey in the First State. The Delaware Blue Hens looking to bounce back from a 7-2 defeat that saw them trail 4-1 through 1 and just never be able to recover. Clean slate today from Fred Rust Arena as the Blue Hens look to end the weekend 2-1-0. And look to come back for a split against the IUP Crimson Hawks. James Witherite joining you all from Fred Rust Arena as we get ready to meet the starting lineups for this final matchup of the weekend. Hockey fans, good afternoon, and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Today, the American Collegiate Hockey Association presents a men's Division I regular season game between the visiting Indiana University of Pennsylvania Crimson Hawks and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet today's starting lineups. For the visiting IUP Crimson Hawks, coached by Joseph Hanso. Starting in goal, from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, number 50, Nathan Gates. On defense, from Cape Coral, Florida, number 20, Eric Hambling. And from Hershey, Pennsylvania, number 73, Kyle Ziemba. At left wing, from Katanning, Pennsylvania, number 24, Maddox Rierick. At right wing, from Murraysville, Pennsylvania, number 67, Trent London. And at center, from Katanning, Pennsylvania, number 25, Jace Rierick. And now let's meet the starting six for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting in goal, a senior from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. At left wing, a freshman from Calgary, Alberta, number 20, Cade Coughlin. At right wing, a sophomore from New York City, number 13, A.J. Muley. Starting at center, a junior from Foundry City, Neenah, Wisconsin, number 37, Cody Ironman Diaz. On defense, a freshman from Denver, Pennsylvania, number 24, Brady Burke. And a senior from Hershey, Pennsylvania, your captain, number 18, Riley Toner. Your Blue Hens are coached by Todd Middlemeyer, Jason Baines, Eric Starrett, Mark Sesu, assisted by student manager Anthony Mazzio. The on-ice officials for today's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Bryce Lindsay and Steve Capriotti, and linesmen Chris Boyle and Gavin Doyle. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ready to rock and roll from Fred Rust Arena as the Delaware Blue Hens look to get back into a winning groove. 4-0-1 before yesterday's 7-2 defeat. And they're clad in their home whites, blue helmets, blue pants, moving left to right. In opening period play, IUP in black and crimson, moving right to left from our perspective. Again, our referees today, Bryce Lindsay and Steve Capriotti. Linesman Gavin Doyle and Chris Boyle. And it's going to be Chris Boyle bringing us the opening faceoff here on Sunday afternoon from Fred Rust Arena. Quick draw won by IUP, shoveled in by Maddox Rierick. Up the left wing boards, in behind Delaware goalie Jacob Snellenberg, who in relief yesterday recorded 11 saves on 13 total shots. He came into the weekend with a 7-3-1 record, a .281 goals against average, and a save percentage of .902. Jace Rierick keeping the puck deep in Delaware territory. Brady Burke chips it out near side. Newlay able to clear back as far as center, where Trent London recovers, one of the 5 IUP goal scorers yesterday. Adams and Loza with 2 each, London, Donovan, and Ziemba completing the 6-pack plus the convert for the Crimson Hawks in the first half of this weekend set yesterday. Loza overskates the puck at center. Rodriguez tried to set up a 2-on-2 counterattack, but the entry together with Mahoney was mistimed, so Rodriguez pulls back, and here he comes together with Guelph, although that tandem's outnumbered. Centering pass, Mahoney trailing the play, tried to get stick on puck, but it sailed wide of the IUP cage. Here's Danny Berg taking aim from the top of the right circle. Puck deflected up into the netting and out of play. A minute and 22 seconds into the first period. Face-off coming to the near side. Controlled by the Hens, thrown in by Noah Goose. That was on net, deflected away by Gates. Rebound controlled by Zach Soy in the far corner. Stretch pass up the middle, but Loza ran out of real estate before he could get a quality shot away. That play called onside by Gavin Doyle. Hawks will try again, but Panapresso stands up Hunter Fairman just above the Delaware blue line. Loose puck corralled by Andrew Lowe as we see the second line for the first time today. Dominic Guido advances up the right wing boards with the puck, working together with Lowe and Luke Doshin. Cross ice pass to Donor. He tips the puck off the toe of his backhand into the far corner. Lowe absorbs a check. Loose vulcanized rubber corralled and cleared by Spencer Dixon back to center, where Delaware's Riley Donor again recovers and backhands this deep into Indiana territory. 2 minutes and 20 seconds have elapsed to the first period of a scoreless hockey game. 1 shot on goal, and it belongs to the Delaware Blue Hens. Here's Alain Ruel. Shot from in close into the Gates pads. Ruel got his own rebound but couldn't do anything with it. Opening fire from the point, Riley Donor. Shut out by Gates, and we've got a pause. Face-off win for Alex Infanger, centering this fourth line with L.M. Ruel and Trevor Early. Early's shot from the top of the right circle was wide. Ruel working behind the cage. Held up by Hamling. Ziemba pushes the puck free. Stepping up is Diaz to protect territory for the Blue Hens amidst a change otherwise. So the Diaz line back on. Looks like the lines are going 3-1-2-4 for Delaware in the early go. Hambling waiting, looking for the stretch pass, but it was tipped offline. Looked like Coughlin got a piece of it just above the blue line, but chasing the puck down is Caleb Hoffman in the near corner. He takes a check, and he's going to draw a penalty here as Capriotti's arm pops up. The man is down right next to the Delaware goal. Straubinger's going to go. It's 3:26 in the first period. The question now becomes, what is the severity of the Straubinger penalty? Here it comes again. Straubinger in the penalty box, awaiting sentencing from the men in black, white, and orange. And Caleb Hoffman is helped off to the bench. And we'll get the particulars here for you momentarily. Looks like a minor for kneeing. So a Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill coming up for the Blue Hens. Schedule your first cleaning at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Two minutes on the board for Straubinger. And we've just been availed confirmation of a kneeing minor, sending the Blue Hens to their first Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill of the afternoon. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 12, Shane Straubinger. 2 minutes for kneeing. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes, 26 seconds in the first period. Straubinger, 2 for kneeing at 3:26. Early wins the D-zone draw to kick off this penalty kill across from Spencer Johnston. Ziemba advances the puck to Hambling up the left wing board. Centering pass, shot from Rierick in. First IUP shot of the game. Jace Rierick getting his second of the season. And a power play goal gives the Crimson Hawks the early lead. And after some choice words from Kyle Ziemba after the goal, the Delaware Blue Hens find themselves on a Delaware Sports Medicine power play to try to get right back in the hunt after giving one up on the man advantage. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities by visiting desportsmed.com. IUP goal, second of the season, scored by number 25, Jace Rierick. Assisted by number 20, Eric Hambling. Time of the power play goal, 3 minutes 42 seconds in the first period. Jace Rierick second from Hambling at 3:42. after the goal. IUP penalty, assessed to number 73, Kyle Ziemba. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes 42 seconds in the first period. Ziemba 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct at 3:42. Two quick shots on this Delaware Sports Medicine power play, both turned aside by Gates, and the Hens cycle in their own corner. This is Mahoney setting up Diaz with a close-up shot. He got one away. The one-timer from Rodriguez after the fact was off the toe of his stick, and the Hawks clear. Great chance for the Blue Hens to level the score. And now the second wave on. Rodriguez. Berg holding the point. Long shot through traffic. Turned aside by Gates. Berg across the line. This launched in by Guido. Puck was loose after Gates batted it down for his 8th save. Guelph's shot was blocked from inside the dot. 22 seconds remaining on the Delaware man advantage. Berg from downtown on net. Gates with another stop. IUP doing well to keep 3 guys low. Fairman, Sala, and Hambling. Very defensive-minded penalty kill from the Crimson Hawks has come to its conclusion. Hawks unscathed from that first penalty. And they'll head to the 6-minute mark of this contest, up 1-0. Jace Rierick with the lone goal of the game to this point. Loading on the power play, 16 seconds into the man advantage off the setup from Hambling. Scoring update on the Indiana goal. Credit a secondary assist to number 73, Kyle Ziemba. So the summary now reads, Rierick with his second from Hambling and Ziemba. That goal at 3:42 in the first period. Infanger pressed over the line, throws the puck back into Indiana territory. This is swatted by Jace Rierick from behind his own goal. Ahead to London, slowed up by a pair of Blue Hen pursuers at the Crimson Hawk blue line. Dylan Causey, the North Carolinian, pulling back into his own zone, lets this puck go beyond center. Diaz couldn't chase it down. Burkett ahead to London. This puck is tipped over the glass and out by Burke, and we've got a pause. Face-off came just above the Delaware blue line. And the Hens drive the puck back deep into Crimson Hawk territory. Stretch pass up the middle, too much for Winsky to handle, but he was able to direct the puck in behind the Delaware goal while avoiding the icing. Gray held the point. Noah Goose emerges with the puck. He flips this from blue line to blue line. It's gloved down by Sala. Thrown in from just above the Delaware stripe. Panapresso plays the body on Winsky to take the puck away from him. Diaz recovers. He tries to stretch it ahead to the Albertan Cade Coughlin to set up a 2-on-2. But that pass didn't connect just above the Hawk blue line. 12:15 to go in the first period. Hens looking a good bit better than they did yesterday. Danny Berg trying to go coast to coast. Couldn't find the back of the IUP net as Nathan Gates squares up for the save again. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The Law Office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. Schedule a free consultation by calling the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664, that's LONG, or visit injuryde.com. Lowe losing his footing, still able to advance the puck to Dominic Guido. Quick release shot into the Gates glove for another pause. Rodriguez crashing into the net. Mahoney shoots and scores. Look out, Loretta. Tanner Mahoney picks up the pieces, and he evens it one aside. Here it comes again on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Initial shot from Guelph. Rodriguez tried to put back the rebound, but it was Tanner Mahoney who ultimately evened the score. 8 minutes and 19 seconds into the first period. We're all tied up 1-1. And for Tanner, that's his 16th of the year. Hens breathing life again. The big question awaits. Can they keep it going? Oh, Delaware goal! His 16th of the season. Scored by number 36, Tanner Mahoney. Assisted by number 22, Ryan Rodriguez. And number 21, Justin Guelph. Time of the goal, 8 minutes, 19 seconds of the first period. Mahoney's 16th from Rodriguez and Guelph at 8:19. Nearing halfway in the first period. Shots 14-2 in favor of the Blue Hens. We're seeing a hunger in this team that was completely absent yesterday. The next step is turning quantity into quality as far as scoring chances go. Straubinger trying to do just that, unleashing one from the left point, but it's skipped wide. This is controlled by Ziemba. Advanced up the left wing boards from Maddox Rierick toward Jace Rierick, but Diaz intercepts the puck. Here comes Cade Coughlin circling behind the goal. To Diaz, high. Shot from distance into the Gates glove, and he holds for the pause just beyond midway in the first period. Guido in for the attacking zone faceoff, flanked by Doshin and Lowe. Donovan clears for IUP. Straubinger recovers behind his own goal. Andrew Lowe tries to tip the puck out of harm's way. The shot in from the right point, and Soy was wide. Sean Donovan and Zach Soy working as this second defensive pair. For the Crimson Hawks, Donovan Again, one of the 5 goal scorers in IUP's 7-2 win over Delaware yesterday. Tougher sledding for the Hawks, though, right now. They've been outshot 16-2 in the first 11 minutes of competition. Low to Donor, who scores! Riley Donor steps up and gets his 5th of the year, and he gives the Blue Hens their first lead. On the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Round about the 11-minute mark of the first period. Donor with 11 helpers on the year, getting his 5th goal off the feed from Andrew Lowe. And we've got ourselves a 2-1 hockey game. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more at limestonepension.net. The early bird, Trevor Early, in for the attacking zone draw. And Louis-Mathieu Ruel trying to stick handle behind the cage, looking for a place to happen. He's hauled into the far corner by Hamling. Puck is tied up. Oh, Delaware goal! His 5th of the season. Scored by number 18, Riley Toner. Assisted by number 17, Andrew Lowe. And number 15, Luke Dosha. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 1 second in the first period. Donor's 5th from Lowe, and Doshin at 11:01. And a stellar Snellenberg save, keeping this a 2-1 hockey game. As we enter the final 7 minutes of the first period, Blue Hens with a 2-1 lead over the Crimson Hawks. Here's Burke up the right wing boards to Muley, advanced further to Diaz. He tried to advance to Muley into the zone, but a delayed offside signaled by Chris Boyle gives IUP the opportunity to reset, regroup, and the Jace Rierick shot from inside the line. Bounced off the pads of Snellenberg, and Diaz drives back through neutral ice to try to generate more momentum for the Blue Hens. What a showing so far in the first period. A spirited showing from these Blue Hens, peppering Nathan Gates with 18 shots so far. Make it 19 There's an earlier borderline shot ruled valid by official statistician Eli Swope. This is offside against the Hens. Neutral zone draw controlled by Indiana's Jeffrey Bocor. But Mahoney corrals a loose puck at center. Rodriguez, he thought he tagged up in time, but Gavin Doyle says that's offside. So we're going to come back just above the IUP blue line with 5:07 to go in the first period of a 2-1 game. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides, sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont. Open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch, or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. This an icing against IUP. So Mahoney gets an attacking zone face-off, which he controls over Miller right off the dot. Goose launches this in toward Rodriguez, who couldn't redirect it amid heavy net front traffic. Loza clears, advancing to Fairman, who couldn't split defenders mid-zone. Rodriguez the other way, 2-on-2 with Guelph splitting defenders, but running out of real estate as Sela steered him behind the cage. Mahoney plays the body to try to recover the puck. This is chipped off the near glass by Sela, but not out. It will be carried on by Loza, generating a 2-on-1. Loza took the shot. Snellenberg, textbook, squaring up for the save, holding his ground and keeping that puck in front of him. Guelph the other way, gained the line. Could not feed to Straubinger. 4 to go in the first period. Infanger won the race to the puck, but he was tied up by Sela in behind the cage. Now a two-a-side battle. Extracting the vulcanized rubber from the pack was L.M. Ruel. Fairman won the race to it, to the near point, and cleared. Berg bodied down well off the play. And what have we got from Cappy? Gray off for a cross check. That's what it looked like from here. And we'll come back with the Blue Hens on a Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Go on the advantage with the help of Dr. Brad Bly, who offers a wide range of health and wellness measures for athletes of all ages and abilities. To learn more, visit desportsmed.com. IUP penalty was assessed to number 96, Jacob Gray. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes, 28 seconds in the first period. Gray, 2 for cross-checking at 16:28. .45 seconds of that penalty have expired. Berg, Guido, Doshin, Rodriguez, and Muley on currently for the Blue Hens. Diaz filters in. And Berg carries the puck back in to the IUP zone. He plays a carom shot behind the net. Around to Muley, waiting in the short boards near corner. He's hassled by Bocor. Guido tries to tie up the puck in the far corner. Miller got bodied down from astern. And Mulet's going to go, and we're going to be 4-on-4. Mulet ruled off for a cross check. And will be even strength for 45 seconds. So a couple cross checks in the numbers. Kept reined in tightly by Steve Capriotti. And the tenor of this game, much more spirited from Delaware and much more disciplined from both teams as well. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 13, A.J. Mulet. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 17 minutes, 43 seconds in the first period. Mulet, 2 for cross-checking at 17:43. 4-on-4 for another 7 seconds. Guelph with tons of open ice into a 1-on-3. He tried to chip the puck into the slot past Ziemba, but got stood up. And now, with the penalty to Gray having expired, the Blue Hens find themselves on a Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill for almost the remainder of the first period. Score stands 2-1, Hens advantage. Final 77 seconds of the opening frame. This is Fairman up the middle. Into the tandem of Goose and Burke. Fairman drops back to the near point. Infanger and Early, the two forwards on this PK for the Hens. We've reached the final minute of the first period. That shot was blocked. Miller up high to Fairman. Miller one-timer. Took an awkward tip. It looked like Burke blocked it, and then Snellenberg covered up for the pause and play with 52 seconds flat remaining in the first period. Snellenberg lunging to cover for the pause and play. And the faceoff comes out to his left. 35 seconds remaining on the man down situation. New penalty killers on for Delaware, Panapresso and Straubinger, together with Doshin and Coughlin. Big guns on for IUP, and here's Luke Doshin trying to generate a 1-on-2 attack. Off the feed from Coughlin up the far boards. 7 seconds left on the Mulet penalty. Doshin carried the puck all the way into the far corner of the IUP zone. Best penalty kill is to spend time in the offensive zone. That's exactly what they did there. But the Hens will be back in their end as the result of an icing. 8 seconds remaining in the opening frame. Face-off's going to come to the right of Jacob Snellenberg. He's stopped 4 of 5 so far. Final 6. This back to Soy after the Hens cleared. Fairman last shot blocked, and that will do it for the first period. At the end of 20 minutes, the score: Delaware Blue Hens 2, IUP Crimson Hawks 1. We'll be back on the DHN after the first intermission.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. 20 minutes in the books. And the Hens look much more spirited today than yesterday. Coming back from the dressing room with a 2-1 lead through 20. Looking at the Delaware goals. In the first period, Tanner Mahoney crashing the net off the rebound. Tying it up 8-19 into the first period, and then not even 3 minutes later, Riley Donor stepping up to the top of the left circle to beat Nathan Gates and make this a 2-1 hockey game. That man there, Jacob Snellenberg, with 4 saves on 5 shots. In the first 20, Gavin Doyle summoning the centers to kick off period number 2. Puck is down and off we go. If you're just joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, Blue Hens traveling from east to west, from right to left here in period 2. The IUP Crimson Hawks defending the net to our left. First shot of the second period came off the stick of Tanner Mahoney. Was turned aside by Gates. Mahoney slow to get back up on his feet after a Crimson Hawk player landed on him after a collision. Here's Guelph from distance. Gates says no again. Strabinger from the point nearly went top shelf on Gates. Doshin protects. Strabinger working in low. He cycles the puck to Guido behind the cage. Net front feed intended for Andrew Lowe. Was tipped offline by Sean Donovan, doing well to block that passing lane. The Miller-Loza line on right now for IUP. Fairman, the other component of same. And Lowe couldn't reel in the puck on a 2-on-1 the other way. Berg failed to hold the point off the clear, and the race is on. Snellenberg steers the puck behind the net away from the path of Hunter Fairman. And recovering for the Blue Hens is Panapresso. Minute 45 gone in the second period. Hens coming in numbers. Cade Coughlin. Shot from the centering pass from Muley was wide of the far post. Noah Goose protects. Diaz checked off the puck in the far corner. This is recovered by Sela. Advanced and shot by Miller. But a stick check off the release sends the puck skittering to the far corner of the Delaware end. 2 minutes and 13 seconds have gone by. Cade Coughlin again. He got one on net from the bottom of the near circle. Nobody home for the rebound chance after Gates squared up for the textbook save. Back to Donor, this comes at the line. Goose, diagonal pass. Tipped over the glass and out. Off the stick of Cody Diaz. And a neutral zone face-off awaits us with 17:29 to go in the second period of a 2-1 hockey game. Advantage Blue Hens. Infanger overpowered off the dot. That shot from Jordan Adams skittered wide. Puck in front, saved by Snellenberg off the rebound chance. At the center of that battle at the top of the crease was Johnston. Early couldn't reel in the puck. Infanger swats it in over the line. Early tags back up. Hens can pursue now, but the delayed offside gave IUP a chance to reset in their own zone. This cleared by Ziemba. Advanced by Johnston back deep into Delaware territory. Early played the body on him. Burke recovers for the Hens behind his own goal. Hens continue to flood. Nathan Gates with vulcanized rubber. The Johnstown native facing his 24th shot of the game and kicking this one to the far corner off the long Delaware chance. Straubinger across the line. Rodriguez got poor contact on the puck. Berg had to hustle back to his own line. Doyle got the worst of that collision. And plays whistle to a halt as Rodriguez takes the walk of shame. At 3:50 into the second, the Blue Hens are headed to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Schedule your first cleaning at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Particulars to come from downstairs. And we'll get the story momentarily after Snellenberg comes up with a quick save. Centering pass intended for Jordan Adams, who scored twice yesterday, didn't connect. This is Fairman to Loza. Cross ice feed intended for Miller, tipped offline. Here comes Dosha together with Straubinger, 2-on-1. Straubinger's shot and a glove save by Gates. Another look at this. Great chance on the shorty for Delaware. The drop pass to Straubinger. Couldn't get past Gates. But the Hens do generate an attacking zone faceoff with 32 seconds gone on the Rodriguez boarding liner. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 22, Ryan Rodriguez. 2 minutes for boarding. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes, 50 seconds in the second period. Rodriguez 2 for boarding at 3:50. Hens clear, Gates steadies. Early, aggressively pressures London. Infanger, Goose, and Burke, the other three Delaware penalty killers. Goose steals the puck out of the path for Trent London and rifles this from center all the way back into the far corner of the IUP zone. Here's Goose again, winding up. He floats this one over the stripe this time. Hambling, unable to connect through neutral territory with appeared to be the advancing Shane Miller, or was it London? In any case, according to Boyle, this is offside. 41 seconds remaining on the Rodriguez board. Loza throws the puck in from over the center logo behind the Delaware net. Straubinger to Doshin. Coughlin looking for the stretch pass. He's got it. He's got space. A couple Indiana defenders caught up to him. He couldn't get the shot away. So he sends this back to Panapresso. Rifles the puck clear from his own line. 12 seconds remaining on this Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill for the Blue Hens. Mahoney on together with Coughlin, Donor, and Panapresso. So the big guns filtering back in as the Rodriguez penalty reaches its expiration. 6 minutes into the second period. Another whistle in the Delaware zone. Is it a high-sticking penalty or a high stick on the puck? That's what we're unclear of right now. Looks like a high-sticking penalty against Luke Panapresso. So 5:55 into the second period. The Hens go back to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Friends, if you're like me, healthy living is important. And Delaware trash can cleaning can help you and your family stay healthy at home with periodic sanitization and disinfecting of your trash and recycling bins. Schedule your first cleaning today at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 26, Luke Panapresso. 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes 55 seconds in the second period. Panapresso 2 for high sticking at 5:55. Right off the draw, Trevor Early trying to go top shelf. Gates with save number 25. This is offside, and Goose takes to be 4-on-4 for the next minute and a half. We don't see anyone serving alongside Rearick. So to the best of our knowledge, it's a straight 2. Particulars once again coming from downstairs. But we best surmise unsportsmanlike conduct against Jace Rearick, and if this is only a minor, he's getting off easy. Mahoney and Fairman set to take the draw. Also on for Delaware, Guelph, Donor, and Berg. Joining Fairman are Ziemba, Miller, and Hambling. Puck is down, off we go, 4-on-4. IUP penalty was assessed to number 25, Jace Rearick, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the penalty, 6 minutes, 25 seconds of the second period. Rearick 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct at 6:25. And here we go again. Berg and Fairman ended up tangled up behind the net. And Fairman's going to go for a rough. So a power play for IUP. Thanks to abject lack of discipline in the last 55 seconds, has turned into a Delaware sports medicine power play of the 4-on-3 variety. And now a misconduct added as well. Fairman given the gates. Further discussion is after the roughing minor, looked like Fairman got himself some more. Looked like roughing and then initially a 10-minute misconduct. And then that turned into a game after he persisted. At least that's what it looks like from here. And oh, things were going so well. Like Hunter Fairman just now, modern media is everybody shouting for attention and either no one listening or no one hearing a thing. So, with that in mind, how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, between your team and your fans. ranging from broadcast to social, from print to digital, web design, public relations, broadcast production, you name it. The 412 team will put their 40-plus years of experience to work for you, be it West Coast, East Coast, anywhere in between. Let's talk about how to get you noticed. Want to learn more? Go to 412communications.com. So apparently Trent London is serving the penalties. And here a shot from Rodriguez is steered wide by Gates. Donor, top of the zone, lets one go. Rebound chance off the boards. Rodriguez could not get past. And Gates holds on to the rebound as well. Another attacking zone face-off coming for the Blue Hens. It's thrown in from the opposite side. It was wide. Now we've got the particulars. Here we go. The IUP penalty was assessed to number 3, Hunter Fairman. 2 minutes for roughing, a 10-minute misconduct, and a game misconduct. Time of the penalties, 6 minutes, 50 seconds. In the second period, Fairman 2 for roughing, a 10-minute misconduct, and a game misconduct at 6:50. Hens now 5-on-3 for the next 22 seconds. Need one here. Ulay set up Doshin, who tried to jam one in. Guido boxed out net front, couldn't put away the rebound off the Gates pads. Straubinger, Guido. Through the slot, he couldn't find Straubinger. Now 5-on-4. As despite Fairman heading to the dressing room, he was only issued a 10, no game. Correction on the Fairman penalty summary. No game misconduct was issued, simply a 2 for roughing plus a 10-minute misconduct. Again, Fairman penalty correction, 2 for roughing plus a 10-minute misconduct and no further. Bird slowed up by the reaching stick of Dixon. And here comes another one. So the procession to the penalty box continues. 9:01 into the second period. Cross check against Spencer Dixon. So the Hens head right back to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Dr. Brad Bly getting his money's worth here in the second period. And you can learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. To ensure and promote health and wellness, visit desportsmed.com. IUP penalty assessed to number 43, Spencer Dixon. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 9 minutes, 1 second in the second period. Dixon, 2 for cross-checking at 9:01. Diaz working the line. Here's Mahoney. Puck poke checked away from him by Hambling. Donor lets one go. Shot from distance, held on to by Gates, and he holds for the pause in play with 10:21 to go in the second period. Delaware continues to rain shots on Nathan Gates, 13 so far in the second period, but it remains a 2-1 hockey game. Mahoney off the Diaz face-off win, tipped the puck to Donor, working the line. Now Rodriguez stick handles. Mahoney across the slot. Guelph! Perfect execution, lunging was Gates for the initial save, but the Hens put in the rebound and make this a 2-goal game. Justin Guelph strikes on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play, and his 11th of the year will make this 3-1. Guelph got his own rebound. And beat Gates like a rented mule, 9:55 into the second. It is now 3-1 Delaware. Ruel and London have to be separated by referee Bryce Lindsay, jostling for position at the near wing. Now we go on. And the Hens, thanks to Justin Guelph, have a little bit of room to breathe. Now up 3-1 over the Crimson Hawks, to whom they've limited to 7 shots. Hambling, drop pass, London shot covered by Snellenberg. And the extracurriculars continue well after the whistle. And we'll see what began it all momentarily. Looked like Early tried to put on the brakes. Snellenberg got run into. We're definitely going to see some penalties here as Ruel and Straubinger head to the penalty bench for Delaware. And we'll see what else comes with it. Sharpen your pencils, friends. We've got lots to get to, but first, the particulars on the Delaware goal. A Delaware goal, his 11th of the season, scored by number 21, Justin Guelph. Assisted by number 36, Tanner Mahoney. And number 37, Cody Diaz. Time of the power play goal, 9 minutes 55 seconds in the second period. Guelph's 11th from Mahoney and Diaz at 9:55. We're going to go to break. We'll be back after these penalties are sorted out.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
So here midway in the second period, the drama boiling over. We've seen a couple Indiana players make their way to the dressing room. And poor Ellie Bates over in the scorebox, man, has she got a lot of writing to do here for the second night in a row. And once we get all the particulars from her, we'll send word your way. Of all of the developments at 10:26 in the second period. Looks like we'll be reaching some sort of conclusion to this kerfuffle, I think. Let's go with kerfuffle. Momentarily. So, a long enough stoppage that we might as well have taken an intermission. As the discussion between the officials continues to make sure everybody's on the same page. We've got Straubinger and Moulet, Straubinger and Ruel in the Delaware penalty box. Two Crimson Hawks in their penalty box, and the gate to the dressing room has opened on two separate occasions already. And to think this all started 4 minutes ago when Jace Rearick shot the puck after a whistle. Since then, it's just gone completely downhill. Is Straubinger being sent out? Looks to be. Wow. Wow. So Straubinger's day is done. That leaves the Hens with 5D. Will Causey or one of the fourth liners drop back on the defensive, perhaps? Hard to say. And this stoppage has now stretched 9 minutes. We're going to go back to break.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Still in a holding pattern from Fred Rust Arena. Looks like that holding pattern is soon going to break, though. As 2 minutes have been put on the penalty clock against IUP's Maddox Rearick. So this means a Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Blue Hens. Once we get going, desportsmed.com, the place to go to learn more. Mahoney took aim from the mid slot. And we've got a lot. So once we get all these sorted out, we'll pass word along to you at home. $8:19 to go. Here in the second period. (3-1) the score. Delaware with the advantage and the attacking zone face-off. Now 10 seconds left on this Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Still trying to sort out all of these penalties at the 10:26 mark, and now I think we've got them all as IUP goes back full strength. Here we go. IUP penalties. Number 25, Jace Rierick. 5 minutes for fighting and a game disqualification. Number 24, Maddox Rierick, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 74, Zach Soy, 2 minutes for roughing. Delaware penalties. Number 12, Shane Straubinger. 5 minutes for head contact plus a game disqualification. Number 14, Louis Mathieu Ruel, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 10 minutes, 26 seconds in the second period. Jace Rierick, 5 for fighting plus a DQ. Maddox Rierick, 2 for roughing. Soy, 2 for roughing. On the Delaware side, Straubinger, 5 for head contact plus a DQ. Ruel, 2 for roughing. Time of the penalties, 10:26 in the second period. Now the Hens back on the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. After Causey went to the penalty box to serve a too many players on the ice penalty. So a lot of ink on the Ellie Bates score sheet. Here in the middle of the second period once again. But the Delaware Blue Hens working with a 3-1 lead. Delaware penalty, bench minor, too many players on the ice. Time of the penalty, 13:07 in the second period. Delaware bench, too many players on the ice at 13:07. An absolute mess on the penalty sheet. As we come to the final 40 seconds. Of this Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. London walking in. Snellenberg squares up for the save, and the rebound was cleared out. Again, the Crimson Hawks limited to just 9 shots on goal in the first 35 minutes of this hockey game. Make it 10 as Snelly freezes here, and we've got a pause. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these guys or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Learn more at desportsmed.com. Blue Hens back to full strength. Mahoney to Guelph. Guelph takes aim from the top of the left circle, but was high and wide off the back glass. Goose steps up to keep the puck deep in the IUP zone. This is cycled by Mahoney to Berg after Rodriguez was taken down net front, battling for position alongside Dixon. Dixon winds up and clears a rolling puck back to center, where it's corralled by Goose. 2-on-1, Mahoney shoots, saved by Gates. Looked like the puck grazed off the netting from our perspective, but no, it landed clean, says Capriotti. Mahoney tried to shoot from the point. Shot was blocked. This is headman by Winsky to Hoffman up the near side, but the puck trailed behind him deep into the Delaware zone. And Mahoney looked like he was able to get there in time, but staying with the play, Hoffman centered, nobody home from there. 3:45 to go in the second period. Hens 3, Hawks 1. In what's been a rather forgettable second period. Yep, we're fives. So a game misconduct at 16:05 against Dixon. IUP penalty assessed to number 43, Spencer Dixon, issued a game misconduct at 16 minutes 5 seconds of the second period. Dixon issued a game misconduct at 16:05. And after the Snellenberg save, his 10th on 11 shots, the faceoff comes to his right, and Brady Burke leads the rush for the Hens. Working up front with A.J. Muley and Cade Coughlin. Donor from inside the line took aim. Shot was off its target. Coughlin checked off the path of the puck by Hamling. Diaz lost his footing trying to shoot and preserve this momentum for the Blue Hens. But now Ziemba drops this back to Miller at the top of the circle. Give and go, Ziemba in close. Canceled out by another Snellenberg save. Contact off the puck as Miller levels Muley. Going to go uncalled by Bryce Lindsay as we come to the final 2:05 of the second period. Rock'em Sock'em Robots down in front of the Indiana goal as Soy threw a cross check at Muley. And another gate save gives us another pause in the action. .156 to go in the second period. And the face-off will come to the left of Nathan Gates. Delaware outscoring IUP 3-1 in the waning moments of the second period. They've outshot the Crimson Hawks by that same margin, 36-12 at this point. Ruel trying to dig the puck free in the near corner. Infanger reaching in amidst a two-a-side battle. Infanger protecting for the Blue Hens. He turns the puck over to Spencer Johnston. Drop pass, shot, score. Jordan Adams lights the lamp and brings the Hawks back within a goal. Another look at it. It was the drop pass from Johnston, setting up Jordan Adams at the top of the left circle. IUP back within one. With 1:25 to go in the second period. Third goal of the weekend for Jordan Adams. Taking away what little breathing room the Blue Hens had. Here they come right back. Final minute of play in the second period upon us. As Donor pulls back deep in his own zone. And the carnage just mounts. Guelph with a hard shot. And Gates holding again. IUP goal, 7th of the season, scored by number 5, Jordan Adams. Assisted by number 15, Spencer Johnston, and number 74, Zach Soy. Time of the goal, 18 minutes, 35 seconds of the second period. Adams is 7th from Johnston and Soy at 18:35. .44 seconds to go in the second period. Hens have seen their lead cut in half by Jordan Adams' 7th goal of the year. Berg throws this in from distance. Tipped wide by Gates. Doshin trying to protect the puck. Swarmed by Miller and Soy. Final 12, Panapresso from long range, that's in! A net front redirect gets one back for the Blue Hens. It's a 4-2 hockey game. Luke Doshin, a Hami Riddle Ide. Good for his second. And that started at the point with Luke Panapresso. to reestablish a 2-goal Delaware lead. A Delaware goal, second of the season, scored by number 15, Luke Dosha. Assisted by number 26, Luke Panapresso, and number 17, Andrew Lowe. Time of the goal, 19:50 in the second period. Doshan's second from Panapresso and Lowe at 19:50. At the end of 2 periods, the score, Delaware Blue Hens 4, IUP Crimson Hawks 2. Back after the intermission.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. 40 minutes in the books. In a second period that took 54 minutes to complete. The Delaware Blue Hens turned a 2-1 lead into a 4-2 lead. And now a look at those Delaware goals. Power play tally from Justin Guelph. The Storm striking 9:55 in the second period to finish on the doorstep. And then Luke Doshin getting his second of the season on this net front tip of a Luke Panapresso shot from the left point, giving us a 4-2 score through 40 minutes. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications press box as we get ready for the third period. From Fred Rust Arena, and off we go. 4-2 the Delaware lead through 40. Hens back in their zone off the initial draw in this third period, and Ryan Rodriguez carries the puck up the middle through traffic. Rodriguez with a shot from 45 feet. He's shouldered away from the cage by a Hambling despite the puck being in the near corner. We've seen a lot of those late hits, a lot of those hits away from the puck, especially through the second period. And this third period has the potential to be an absolute mess if these teams aren't careful. Burke got one through into the Gates pads. Rebound contested in the near corner, corralled by Hunter Fairman, who is back to rejoin for the third period after a 10-minute misconduct was assessed him in the second following a roughing minor that was in the aftermath of probably one of the more blatant code violations we've seen. A shot after the whistle from Jace Rearick after going offside at the 6:25 mark, and things just spiraled out of control from there. Minute and a half gone of the third period from Fred Rust Arena. In this 4-2 hockey game, turnover at the line, walking in for a shot was Jordan Adams, looking for his fourth goal of the weekend, but Snellenberg said no, sir. This entry ruled good. The low shot was wide. Guido, centering pass, Doshin, poked away from him by Soy. Corralled and now walked up the left wing boards by London. Here's a 2-on-2. Hard shot from just inside the line. Cleared the crossbar and ricocheted hard off the back glass. Donor offering good defensive pressure to deny Johnston. And the whistle sounds with 17:48 to go in regulation. And the faceoff spotted to the left of Jacob Snellenberg after the puck went over and out. Cody Diaz in for the draw across from Johnston. Delaware hitting at a 60% clip in the faceoff circle through 40 minutes of play. And they've outshot the Crimson Hawks now 43-16. Goose back in his own zone under 2-ply forechecking pressure across to Donor, who clears. Puck was batted down at center by Johnston. Pulled back into the Indiana zone across to Ty Burkett. Up the left wing boards to Winsky. He throws this in over the Delaware line where Berg recovers. Cycle to Diaz, now near side to Burke. He finds Coughlin up the middle, but he was slowed up by the reaching stick of Hunter Fairman just above the line. Hambling working from right to left. IUP wearing their away black sweaters, and Hambling's shot caught and held by Jacob Snellenberg for a break in the action. 3:09 into the third period. Just a 4-2 hockey game. Delaware holding steady with the lead. in what's been a clean third period so far. Will it stay that way, though? That, friends, remains to be seen. Early chases down the puck as it's recovered by Ziemba behind his own goal. Hambling again with a high hit, a slash, and then a shoulder check away from the puck on Infanger. Goose across the line. Panapresso's shot was on net, saved by Nathan Gates, who stopped 40 of 44 now. Goose again opens fire from distance into Gates' breadbasket for another stop. Miller to Fairman, who plays a hard carom shot behind the net. Puck rolls to the far corner. Panapresso to Early. Early fans on the cross-ice feed. He can't clear the zone. This is lobbed in from the right point by Miller, and Snellenberg holds for a break in play. With a listen-first approach that creates a unique solution for your circumstances, the expert team at the law office of Long and Greenberg, Heather A. Long, man, old habits die hard, are committed to providing empathetic and compassionate legal representation for individuals who have suffered injuries. To schedule a free consultation, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664, that's LONG, or visit injuryde.com. Four and a half minutes in the books in the third period. Odd man rush 3-on-2 for the Crimson Hawks. And a Snellenberg save denies Maddox Rearick off the drop pass to the high slot with 15:26 to go. Another look on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Quick release from 30 feet, and Snelly waffle boards that out of harm's way and over the glass to keep this a 4-2 hockey game. Adams fanned on the puck. Panapresso swoops in. Berg advances it to Doshin. Pinched up the right wing boards toward Andrew Lowe. He's out hustled for the puck, and he blows a tire in a confrontation in the near corner with Soy. Steered to Donovan behind the net. Recovered by Doshin. Lowe in the far corner. Checked off the puck by Donovan. Puck squeaks loose. Doshin can't reel it in. Lowe crashing the net. Tries to get one past Nathan Gates, but is shut out. 5:10 into the third period. So it stays 4-2. And the faceoff comes to Gates' right. Diaz and Johnston took the draw to the far side. Diaz won it for Delaware. Donor protected the point. Here's Goose stepping up to the near corner. Diaz off the carom shot, leaves it to Muley. Donor around the horn. Noah Goose. Wide shot into the Gates glove for another pause. So Diaz and Johnston migrate 44 feet nearer us. And the Crimson Hawks, after Johnston won the draw, push back into the Delaware zone, but they're unable to manufacture any sort of opportunity to strike. Johnston swarms Berg in the far corner. Diaz tips the puck back into the neutral zone. Hawks tag up. Coughlin plays the body aggressively on Winsky. Forces the turnover, and here comes Diaz on a 2-on-2. Danny Berg cutting for the net. The puck didn't make it to him at the top of the blue paint. So the Angelino had to chase his rebound down. He circles the perimeter of the zone now. Berg shooting off the wrong side of the cage. Puck lay clean in the near corner where it is cleared by Loza. Burke recovers at his own line. He floats the puck beyond Loza's reach to Trevor Early. In come the reinforcements for the hands of Dylan Causey. One-timer. Waffle boarded to the far side by Gates. Early can't reel in the puck behind his own goal. Unable to clear was Fairman. Loza through traffic, slowed up by Goose at the line. Panapresso couldn't knock the puck free. This is lobbed in by Miller from center point. It ends up in the near corner. Fairman steers it to Hambling. Shot from the left point blocked. Causey steadies the puck. He leaves it for the accelerating Trevor Early. Hens in a partial change as Goose stick handles at the near half wall. He absorbs a check. He turns the puck over to Ziemba. Fresh legs on for the Blue Hens. Past the 7-minute mark of the third period of what stands a 4-2 hockey game. Advantage Delaware. Guelph's entry barely onside. Ziemba clears. Burke protecting his line. Turns the puck back to Guelph. It bounces back to Donor. Advancing past the neutral zone. Mahoney stood up just upon gaining the line. He's got support. And the Rodriguez one-timer off the Guelph centering pass was kicked away by Nathan Gates. Oh my goodness. Highlight reel save from Gates, keeping this a 4-2 hockey game. Burke on the re-entry. Couldn't skip it to Guelph in the mid-slot. This is cleared off the near glass and up into the rafters by Indiana's Sean Donovan with 11:58 to go. Face-off coming to the left of Nathan Gates, who stopped 44 now for the Crimson Hawks. Guido and Maddox Rierick, the only Rierick remaining in this game after Jace Rierick got himself an early shower for the altercation at the middle of the second period. That after the blatant shot after the whistle 4 minutes prior. So Maddox, the only Rierick brother left, as Jordan Adams walks back into Delaware territory. Danny Berg behind his own line. Low off the setup from Panapresso, volleys the puck from blue line to blue line. It was returned by Evan Sala. Guido corrals the puck under two-ply Crimson Hawk pressure. He lost an edge and lost the puck to Rierick, who walks in. Maddox Rierick tried to shoot from point-blank range, but missed the broadside of the barn. Burkett stood up by Doshin. Guido corrals the puck. In comes Danny Berg. Berg pressed to the near boards by Sala. Support lent by Lowe, who lunges to poke the puck free from Maddox Rierick. Hens change with 10:45 to go in regulation. Bokor up the middle. He dropped this off to his right winger, and Snellenberg holds for the save with 10:38 to go. After 68 penalty minutes in the second period, not a speck of ink has graced the score sheet here in the third period. Long shot from Ziemba, blocked down by Snellenberg, and the Hens generate a 2-on-2 counterattack. Coughlin was pinched by Ziemba to the far corner. He stays with the puck, changes direction abruptly in the near corner, working below the goal. Coughlin tried to feed to Noah Goose working the point, but the other 20, Eric Hambling, blocked that puck out of harm's way. And Goose hustles back deep into his own zone to tip it out of the reach of the pursuing Hunter Fairman. Here's A.J. Newlay, slowed up at center by Fairman from astern. Newlay pursuing the puck now in the near corner. Takes a heavy hit. He's sandwiched between a pair of Crimson Hawks. Somehow he stays with the puck momentarily. This corralled by Fairman. We're past halfway in the third period of a 4-2 hockey game. Ziemba could not reel in a stretch pass to Fairman. Back this comes to Brady Burke. Up the right wing boards, Alex Infanger into a 1-on-3. Got stick on puck but could not gain control. That said, Donovan failed to clear back the other way, and the Hens are able to establish a more concerted attack. Burke back behind his own cage once again. 9:13 remaining in regulation. Delaware 4, IUP 2 from Fred Rust Arena. Infanger clears over the glass, and we've got a pause. Looking at what's to come for these Blue Hens over the next couple weeks. They're on the road at Drexel on Thursday. We'll be there too on the DHN. Then a trip to Stony Brook over the weekend. They return home January 24th to take on the Syracuse Orange in the first half of a 2-game weekend set, which will cover Friday, January 24th, and Saturday, January 25th. Tickets are available. Head to udelhockey.com. To purchase Blue Hen hockey tickets. And at only $7. Not just the best game in town, but the best value in town too. Adams' one-timer from the low slot turned aside by Snellenberg. This is offside. .8:38 remaining. And Chris Boyle spots the face-off just above the Delaware blue line. Hawks control the draw. Soy could not work the puck back in over the Delaware line. Here's Guelph. Mahoney! Shot was blocked and steered wide by Donovan, clogging up the low slot. Guelph across the line. Donor. He puts one net front. The redirect chance from Mahoney goes over the glass and out. Hens restart with a face-off win. Guz's shot blocked. Rodriguez could not protect the puck or the zone. This comes back to center, where Donor launches it in for a dump and change, at least on the defensive. Guz will stay on with Berg. Fairman takes a hip check from Guelph. They got tangled up in front of the Delaware bench after it looked like Fairman chicken-winged the Guelph stick. Justin heads off. Rodriguez tried to put one on a tee for Mahoney right in front of the IUP cage to no avail. Inside the final 8 minutes from Fred Rust Arena in what's been a, if we're going to be polite about it, chippy weekend of hockey. Mahoney and Fairman getting tangled up. And Capriotti blows play to a halt with 7:22 remaining, and we'll see what goes as both guys head off. Looks like it's going to be roughing against both. No. Should be minors both ways, we think. Again, no. Yep, minors both ways. Coincidentals at 12:38. Assessed to Fairman and Mahoney. IUP penalty assessed to number 3, Hunter Fairman. Delaware penalty assessed to number 36, Tanner Mahoney. Both guys 2 minutes for roughing at 12:38 in the third period. Fairman and Mahoney, 2 each for roughing at 12:38. Early took aim but could not connect in close. The Burke follow-up was on target. Gates with another stop. Donor from distance lobs the puck in, and a Nathan Gates glove save brings play to a halt with 6:26 to go in the third period. 64 seconds left of 4-on-4 action, and Delaware recording 51 shots on goal, working with a 4-2 lead. Burke pushed out of the zone by Loza. Pursuing the puck was Miller. Miller caught up to by the back-checking Brady Burke and Riley Donor. Donor hearing the voice of his junior coach Jerry Domish screaming back check in his dreams to this day. Doing just that and breaking up what could have been an A-grade chance for IUP. Miller around the horn, shot from Ziemba, saved by Snellenberg and cleared. That was blocked by Burke off the rebound. Loza high and wide as Snellenberg scrambles to regather his wares. 5.5 to go. In a 4-2 hockey game, advantage Delaware. No love lost between these teams as the 20s get tangled up. Hambling giving Coughlin 3 or 4 extra shoves after the puck was gone. The goose shot from in front of the IUP bench right into Gates's pads. Guelph, Diaz, backhand, blocked. Diaz bodied down by Ziemba, and he's slow to get back to his feet. Final 5 minutes. Lindsay and Capriotti having their hands full, trying to keep a lid on this one, folks. So far, so good in the third period, though. Hawks change. Mahoney, low, accelerating up the right wing boards. Tanner Mahoney circles behind his own net. Bergen Burke holding down the blue line as Mahoney cycles to Guelph and heads off. Guido going to take his place. One-timer right on target. Gates with the stop. Rodriguez could not put away the rebound. Final 4 minutes from Fred Rust Arena. Cross-ice pass, Zach Soy. Look to set up a one-timer from Burkett, who instead steps up in the slot. Releases a hard wrister from 35 feet, which ricochets off the back glass. Berg clears. Icing waved off as Sela made a play on the puck at the IUP blue line. Wayward breakout from Indiana, turned back in the direction of Ty Burkett. Sela pulls behind his own net. Doshin turns up the forechecking pressure. Maddox Rierick to London. London's shot was wide off the corner glass. Rierick's follow-up as he trailed back toward the line was off its mark. And Lowe's going to steady this in neutral ice for Delaware. 3:13 to go. Guido could not get past the outstretched stick of Nathan Gates from in close. Off the headman pass from the far boards. Lowe foils the Indiana clearing attempt. He caroms the puck hard behind the net. It rolls to Doshin at the far half wall. Doshin hassled by Sela. And now London gets this puck low again. Berg working the near corner. Steered behind the net by Sela. Doshin boxed out for net front position by Burkett, who gives him a little shove. 2:35 to go. Canapresso. Shot from the top of the right circle. Stick checked up into the atmosphere. Infanger reels it into the far corner. Cycled to Doshin. Berg trying to hold the line. He hustles near side. He barely protects the zone, says Gavin Doyle. Puck was loose in front. Infanger puts on the brakes as Gates freezes with 2:18 to go. Face-off coming to the left of Nathan Gates, who has recorded 50 saves. Home stretch from Fred Rust Arena. 2 and a couple ticks to go in what stands a 4-2 Delaware lead. LM Ruel, hard shot from 40, caught and held by Nathan Gates once again. Timeout, Indiana. The Delaware Hockey Network is brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. Limestone Pension Associates. Delaware Sports Medicine. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning. And 412 Communications. Final minute 47 of this 3-game weekend for the Hens, and they only get 3 days of rest before they come back to take on Drexel in Philadelphia. Diaz and Johnston took the draw to the right of Nathan Gates. Diaz off the setup from Muley. Couldn't reel in the puck, surrounded by black and crimson from both sides. Coughlin traps the puck in the far corner, but it's brought free by Fairman. Making a break for the bench was Nathan Gates, and the extra attacker is on. Long shot, Snellenberg save. 80 seconds to go. Faceoff comes to Snelly's left with his Delaware Blue Hens holding steady, up by 2. Johnston, Miller, Adams, London in the slot, Ziemba, and Fairman at the points. The 6 IUP skaters on. Adams working behind the net. It's around the horn to Ziemba. Across to Fairman in front of the Delaware bench. We've reached the final minute. And the extra attacker goal goes to Kyle Ziemba, bringing the Hawks back to within 1 from just inside the line with 57 seconds to go. He opens fire from the top of the zone and beats Snellenberg with just inside a minute to go. Extra attacker back on. Here are the particulars. IUP goal, his 4th of the season, scored by number 73, Kyle Ziemba. Assisted by number 3, Hunter Fairman, and number 67, Trent London. Time of the goal, 19 minutes 3 seconds in the 3rd period. Ziemba's 4th from Fairman and London at 19:03. And now with 33 seconds to go, the Hens will have to contend with a 6-on-4. To preserve this victory. Ziemba again. Fanning on the one-timer was Adams. London was wide. Play halted with 10 seconds to go. Still waiting to see what the Guelph penalty was that led to this Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. The faceoff migrates above the Delaware blue line with 9.5 remaining. Hens shorthanded, clear off the draw. And that, friends, will do it. Tonight's final score, Delaware Blue Hens 4, Indiana University of Pennsylvania Crimson Hawks 3. Final shots on goal, IUP 23, Delaware 55. Fans, it is time for the Sid's Barbecue and Jerky 3 stars of the game. Today's third star, with a goal and an assist for the Indiana University of Pennsylvania Crimson Hawks, number 73, Kyle Ziemba. The second star with a goal and an assist for Delaware, number 15, Luke Doshin. And the number 1 star with a goal and an assist for Delaware, number 21, Justin Guelph. So a hard-fought 4-3 win for the Delaware Blue Hens. Bring them to 12, 8-3 on the season. The IUP Crimson Hawks head back to the Christmas tree capital of the world, 11-7-0. So we'll be back from the City of Brotherly Love on Thursday for Delaware and Drexel in a rare weeknight matchup. And we thank all of you for joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network today. For our videographer, Evie Hill, for our production assistant, Eli Swope, for MJR, Broadway Joe, Josie, and the rest of the crew, James Witherite saying thank you for your company this weekend. Great having you with us on the Delaware Hockey Network. All brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long and a copyrighted production of 412 Communications. Good night to you all.